You're listening to Business Success in a Virtual World podcast. If you are a leader navigating these new immersive technologies, this is your definitive resource to understand the innovative power of XR, VR, and AR. I'm Tim Barton, Chairman of Creative Strategies, and I'm joined by Barton Goldenberg, President of ISM Guide. In each episode, we navigate through new products, effective strategies, and highlight actual business case studies implementing extended reality into business processes. Our resource website now boasts over 300 case studies, 300 articles, and 100 videos presenting successful examples of businesses using these technologies in field service, training, digital twins, customer service, in medical and manufacturing, and so much more. Check out the website at ismguide.com. Now, on to the next episode. In this podcast, we're going to take a look at a company that, as we look into it, are amazed at how big it is and how powerful it is, and how they are using XR, VR, and AR in their business. And Barton explained specifically this version of this company as it relates to what most people know. And so we can be kind of clear of what this particular division of, in this case, Volvo, is doing.
Well, thanks, Tim. Yeah, you've made the statement that this is quite an amazing company. The mantra of this company, and it's very Swedish, but also very Volvo-ish. It's work hard and be curious. And you'll see that theme throughout all of what they do. So I think it's really quite nice. But anyhow, the Volvo Group is a Swedish multinational manufacturing corporation. It's headquartered in Gothenburg, Sweden. It started in 1927 by a couple of Swedes. It was established initially as a subsidiary of the Swedish ball bearing manufacturer SKF, which we all know of. And its mission was to produce vehicles suitable for Sweden's harsh climate and rugged terrain. So that's how they got their origin. While its core activity is production, distribution, and sale of trucks and buses and construction equipment, Volvo Group also supplies marine and industrial drive systems, as well as some financial services. In January 2025, this month, Volvo had about 104,000 employees globally. It has production facilities in 18 countries, and it sells its products in more than 190 markets. In 2024 and 2024, the net sales were $552 billion. We're talking about a very large corporation. And over the decades, Volvo has expanded its product range from what was its initial brand, which was passenger cars, but you know they sold that division to Ford in 1999. It's been sold as well. So that's not it's not in the Volvo family anymore. But now they're focusing on trucks and buses and construction equipment and becoming really the global brand. And it's simply amazing what they've done, and I'm going to explain it both with XR, VR, AR, but also AI. So emphasizing safety, quality, and sustainability, Volvo's been able to maintain a strong market position in trucks and in the construction equipment and in buses. Financially, the group grew through strategic acquisition, partnership, adapting to the market while consistently delivering strong financial results. So it's a very solid company. So how are they using VR, AR, and XR in their business? So they've been at the forefront of automotive and construction innovation for decades, and its commitment to digital transformation is no exception to that. Embracing technologies including virtual reality or augmented reality or extended reality, Volvo Group aims at enhancing various facets of their business operations that I'm going to talk about. The integration of these cutting-edge technologies is part of Volvo's broader strategy to improve their efficiency, to enhance the customer experience, and to drive sustainable practices throughout its global operations. So let's go to the VR side. The Volvo Group is strategically integrating VR into their design and training processes to enhance efficiency and innovation. In the realm of vehicle design, VR is now allowing Volvo engineers to design and immerse themselves in a virtual prototype of trucks, buses, and construction equipment long before any of the physical models get built. This immersive experience both facilitates better understanding of design and ergonomics, but it also enables the team to identify and rectify potential issues early on in the development process. Again, nothing earth-shattering, but they're using it as a part of how they do business in the development phase and design phase. By exploring intricate details, the VR technology accelerates this whole design iteration process, leading to substantial time and cost savings for Volvo. On the training side, VR is offering the VR group a powerful tool to improve workforce skills and safety. So now employees can experience realistic, simulated environments where they practice operating equipment, experiencing maintenance procedures, understanding complex systems without association of risks of real-world training. It not only enhances the learning experience, and we all know that VR training is tremendously valuable, and the benefits are very well documented, but it also ensures that workers are better prepared for the on-the-job challenge. The use of VR in training allows for safe, repetitive, and controlled environment, ultimately leading to improved skill acquisition and retention across the workforce. That's the VR side. Let's turn to the AR side of how they're using it to improve maintenance and support. So Volvo Group's actively engaging AR in its maintenance support process to enhance efficiency and accuracy. What they do is they overlay digital information onto physical equipment. That allows the technicians to visualize machinery internals, to identify issues without excessively disassembling the equipment. This capability significantly reduces downtime. It accelerates troubleshooting, as detailed schematics and real-time data can be accessed with a simple glance to the AI-enabled devices like tablets or the increasingly important smartphones or smart glasses. AR serves as an interactive guide, offering a step-by-step instruction and holographic mapping of engine components, enabling even less experienced technicians to perform complex repairs with ease. Additionally, Volvo employs AR for remote support, linking on-site technicians with experienced engineers who can provide guidance from afar. They use augmented visuals to ensure precision communication during this remote exchange. This technical advancement not only cuts training time, but it reduces error rates and costs associated with maintenance process. By embracing AR, Volvo Group is ensuring that its fleet remains at peak performance, supporting seamless operations and customer satisfaction in an increasingly technologically driven automotive and truck industry. So let's go to the XR side. So how is Volvo Group using immersive experiences? And here we talk about harnessing the potential of extended reality to deliver immersive experience that revolutionize both the manufacturing process and, equally important, customer interactions. So by integrating VR, AR, and even mixed reality technologies under the XR umbrella, Volvo is refining the way they design, test, and make products. In manufacturing, XR is employed to create simulated environments where employees can receive training on complex machinery without the risk associated with real-world scenarios. This approach not only enhances safety, but also improves the efficiency of the learning process, as trainees can interact with digital twins of equipment within a controlled setting. In addition to internal apps, Volvo is leveraging XR to enhance the customer experience. Virtual showrooms allow customers to explore and customize vehicles in a virtual environment that provides a highly interactive and personalized experience. This innovative approach, which facilitates better customer understanding of the vehicle's features and capabilities, this implementation of XR across various aspects of Volvo's operation underscores their commitment to technology innovation, which is paving the way for smarter, more engaged, and user-centric solutions in the automotive industry. Now, I would be remiss not to talk about AI, in part because of the symbiotic relationship that AI has with XR and VR and AR, but also because AI is of great importance to the way Volvo is moving forward with its whole strategy in the transportation industry. So, not surprisingly, the Volvo Group is increasingly using AI technology to support and supplement its VR, XR, and AR applications. They've embraced artificial intelligence to enhance the efficiency across all of their operations. It's used to optimize supply chain management by predicting demand patterns and improving inventory control. With machine learning algorithms processing vast amount of data, Volvo can foresee potential disruptions and adapt logistics accordingly, ensuring a seamless flow from the manufacturing to delivery. And in their production facilities, AI-driven automation systems are made to streamline the assembly line, reduce human error, and improve prediction and precision in manufacturing processes. Predictive maintenance powered by AI is also playing a critical role, allowing Volvo to anticipate potential mechanical issues in its vehicles before they arise. That's very, very important because when a truck is down, it can be very expensive loss of delivering the goods to the various customers. And so what this does, it minimizes downtime and enhances the lifespan of the trucks and the machinery. AI is integrating Volvo's customer service operations, integrating AI into their service operations, where chatbots and virtual assistants are providing 24/7 support, handle inquiries, and troubleshooting with greater accuracy. So by leveraging AI in a general sense, Volvo Group not only boasts operational efficiency, but also enhances decision-making, strengthens competitive edge, and ensures a superior experience for their clients and partners. Now, this came home to roost in the keynote at CES 2025, where Tim and I both had very successful panels on both smart glasses from Tim's side and then use cases for AI and spatial computing on my side. But the keynote was given by their president, Martin Lundstedt, and he's been the president since 2015. He's played a critical role in steering the company towards the innovative path and sustainable growth. And, here we enter this whole Swedish Nordic appreciation for the environment, for sustainability, for working together, for building collaboration and partnerships. And it's really guiding the whole Volvo approach to maintain not only a competitive edge, but to keep them at the forefront of the transition towards a more sustainable and efficient transport solution and global scale. Let me just give you a couple of things he said. It ties back in with what I've said, but I think it's also very fascinating. So in the keynote, which by the way was delivered using VR, I thought that was fantastic. He emphasized the pivotal role of innovation in shaping the future of transportation, how technological advancements will revolutionize the industry, making it more sustainable and efficient and accessible. That the integration of advanced technologies such as AI or electrification, connectivity, and some of the technologies I spoke about earlier is not just enhancing vehicle performance, but also transforming the entire ecosystem of transport. He's committed to and talked about the company's unwavering commitment to sustainability and the advancement of green technology. He highlighted Volvo's strategic vision, which is firmly rooted in reducing the environmental impact in operations and products. And as a part of this vision, Volvo is actively pursuing innovations in electric mobility, renewable energy solutions, and circular economic principles. He spoke of 3 energy sources that the Volvo Group is pursuing right now. One is battery electric. One of greater importance is fuel cell electric. And he didn't shy away from internal combustion, but that's running environmentally friendly fuels. In terms of technological advancements on the production line, central to Volvo's innovation is their commitment to sustainability and efficiency, with a focus on zero-emission solutions and integrated connectivity across all of its vehicles for monitoring, maintenance, preventative maintenance, and so forth. So the Volvo Group is committed to achieving 25% zero emissions by this year, 2025, and 50% by 2030, and 75% by 2035 and 40% by 2040. Now, while this might be seen somewhat of an ambitious plan, what impressed me was how the president of Volvo Group has built a consensus across all of Volvo and its partners to achieve these goals. The whole company is on board. This is not a presidential initiative. This is Volvo Group. And one of the most significant developments is the rollout of fully electric powertrains for heavy-duty trucks and construction equipment, which promises reduced environmental impact while maintaining the robust performance that customers expect. So as an example, he showed the Aurora partner, that's a partner of theirs, who's actually driving fully autonomous Volvo heavy-duty trucks in Texas right now. Very, very impressive. Let me close. At the core of Volvo's strategic roadmap for 2030 and beyond is a commitment to sustainable and innovative mobility solutions, as the company seeks to redefine transportation in an era increasingly concerned with environmental impact and efficiency. I'd like to close by going back to their wonderful mantra: work hard and be curious. This mantra is a part of the Volvo Group's DNA. And to learn more, I would strongly encourage you to listen to the keynote speech of the president, Martin Lundstedt. It's available on YouTube. What an incredible journey, Tim, the Volvo Group has been pioneering since 1927.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Like you and I, we grew up with Volvo vehicles in the U.S., so we are very aware of their cars, which were great. I had friends that had them. They swore to the Volvo brand. Um, when they did sell it off in 1999, it kind of caught a lot of people off guard. But it makes sense now when you talk about this. They refocused all of their energy on more industrial vehicles. And given the kind of money they're making, they made a very good decision. The automotive street vehicle world is not only cutthroat competitive, but margins are shrinking, and the transition from fossil fuels to electric is tripping a lot of these guys up. So they got out, I think, way before this particular shift in street vehicles and family vehicles began to become more of a problem than a blessing. Um, One of the things that in the discussion, and I'm not sure I hit this right, but in some of the things they're doing, both in design, etc., were they actually creating digital twins of what they were doing to then, you know,
Yeah,
it seems that Barton had a woman from Honda who was head actually of their design teams is using XR and VR specifically to design their cars first before they do anything else. Is that the same here with these guys?
absolutely correct. And they're doing it, you've made a couple of very important points. They exited the car market probably at a very good time. Number one. Number two, I don't know if you think about this. I don't, but he made it clear. I think it's about 60% of all the things that we eat, touch, use, etc., are delivered by a truck. And you don't necessarily think about this, but you wouldn't be going to the hospital and getting supplies unless the truck arrived with the supplies.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be going to a cafeteria and getting food unless the food arrived. So it's amazing how important the trucking industry is. And so what he's trying to do, and as president and CEO, is drive incredible efficiency into the trucking industry, while at the same time moving it forward into what is a new era of how products and services are going to be delivered using still the truck, but autonomous vehicles that have been built using digital twins so that they're optimized before they hit the road. And then all of these partnerships with government, with private sector, with the university. He's really a big thinker in terms of a global transportation system.
Could you tell from the discussion of the keynote and looking at this in general, is he having is he becoming like the guru for the truck industry, trying to lead the truck industry in a different direction?
Yeah, I think it would be fair to say I know that number one globally on the trucking industry. There's some other Italian, Iveco, other the Scandinavian, Scania. There's a couple Japanese is a very important Taiwanese trucking company or manufacturer. But by far Volvo is the leader in the pack. If any of you have looked at their trucks, and they're not always branded Volvo. So, in this country there are many brands that are under Volvo, but they're very good looking. They're very they wear well, so their maintenance and longevity are very well appreciated. But what impressed me the most was he wasn't stopping with resting on his laurels. He made the point very clear that tomorrow's truck is not today's truck, and that we will see completely autonomous driven heavy vehicles in the very near future, and that Volvo was committed to being the leader in that pack. So I think it would be, and also his whole bit on sustainability and efficiency and environmental friendly. It's one thing, and we hear this from a lot of companies, to put in their annual report that they're going to be zero zero efficiency by a certain year, or achieve zero efficiency by a certain year. But they're actually doing it, and they're meeting their numbers, and they're achieving this. And I think that is just another example of his vision for the industry in terms of showing, the world, how do you achieve this zero emission solutions effectively. And so, yeah, I think he is not only a leader. I think Volvo trucks are very handsome. They're very well respected and used. I think the move into autonomous vehicles, the leveraging of AI, the ability to focus on this zero emission solutions, into connectivity across vehicles to optimize. I mean, it's all a part of the Volvo mantra.
Yeah.
Work hard and be curious.
In our resource center called AI and Spatial Resource Center, that you can access through ismguide.com.
Spatial computing.
I'm sorry,
AI and Spatial Computing
AI
Resource
and
Center.
Spatial. Sorry. We changed the name of it at the beginning of the
A couple
year.
of months ago, yeah.
But we have a lot of examples of this whole issue of digital twins, etc. But it also has an immense amount of examples about the role of AR, VR, especially in training. And you mentioned that he brought that up as a part of in the keynote, as well as when you did the backgrounding. How, in their particular case, are they using training just internally, or, you know, I think you kind of mentioned it, but are they using VR exact to also sell and customer service?
So all of the above, because it includes dealerships as well. So what amazed me, I think I alluded to it in our discussion today, the presentation that he made, and seriously, there might have been, I don't know, there's 141,000 people at CES this year, so there might have been 30,000 in the audience, 20,000 in the audience that listened to his keynote, but it was done in VR. And you could see the construction vehicles, and you could see the trucks, and you could see everything moving across landscapes and picking up, front loaders and loading them on the trucks, all using fuel cell based technology. All of it was done in VR. So he is promoting what they're doing through VR, and he's also using it, obviously, as you've already alluded to, for internal training. But a part of the whole overall effort is the vision, the VR vision that he's painting, again, inside with the dealers and ultimately to the end consumer. And it's really quite amazing.
So I'm going to shift a little bit to the big picture aspect of Volvo and specifically Siemens, where you have two of the biggest companies in the world who are utilizing VR and XR aggressively in what they're doing now. And yet we still get a lot of people who are saying, how is they don't even understand how VR is being used in business and etc. But the message, I think, from and when we've done, I think, two podcasts on Siemens. Siemens did a big keynote last year at CES where they showed how they built their entire new factory in VR first and then created a digital twin of it. But the reality is, not only the big companies, I mean, we're seeing VR already being used in business applications. And both of us, I think, are kind of getting stunned at how deep they are, how well thought they are, and how they are moving their industries forward. And I guess it's kind of frustrating because we look at so many companies who are still on the fence. To those
Yeah,
companies on the fence, what do you say?
well, for those company defense, I say, listen, um, there comes a time when you simply have to jump in and put stake in the ground. And it can be a learning stake, but you've got to be in the game. And we all remember only too well, the Blockbusters of this world and the Xerox copying machines of this world, or other, such technologies that simply, or products that didn't continue. I mean, look at border books and all the rest. But here's the message that Siemens and our friend at Volvo Group and so many other of the case studies that are in the AI and Spatial Computing Resource Center, what they're all saying is these are now proven technologies. The amount of money saved through VR training is about half of what you spend on face-to-face training, about a 60% improvement in customer retention, much better confidence from the people that are being trained, cost savings because you can cut down the amount of time and you don't have to do it inside a hotel room or a boardroom or whatever it may be. So these are proven technologies. The use of VR for joint development, design, again, it's just the way companies like Honda, Jane on my panel said, the whole car industry is revolutionizing by designing not from the outside in, but from the inside out. So they're taking VR and looking at how the inside of the car is being used and the applications of screens that are on the windscreens and on the side windows for information and entertainment. And the whole industry is being built on this inside out on VR technology, and so in their case, Apple Vision Pro glasses. So for those that are not doing it, there's no real reason to wait. The technology is proven. Case study after case study has shown the productivity improvement. Peter Korte from Siemens, again on my panel this year, reinforced it was a 20% productivity improvement in the factory that they use building for BMW in Beijing using Siemens digital twin technology. I mean, the numbers are there, the quantities are there. The fact that Walmart has trained more than 1 million of their employees using VR training, this stuff isn't, it's not leading edge anymore. It's definitely not bleeding edge. And so it's just a matter of, if you want to be in the game, you've got to have your strategy in place. You've got to put your stakes in the ground. You've got to try a couple of prototypes or whatever makes sense in your company. But it's not a question of waiting. It's a question of now.
We've almost run out of time, but I would like to end it by sharing with you the fact that there's another very big conference coming up in June of this year, June 10 through 12, in Long Beach, California, called Augmented World Expo. Barton and I've had the privilege of speaking at this the last couple of years. We'll be there speaking this year as well. For those of you, even if you're already doing it, but those on the fence, I would really recommend that you take and put this conference on your to-do list, because they'll have hundreds of exhibits and sessions that will be focusing on everything from the developer side all the way and the creativity side to how it's being used in enterprises. And you'll get a lot of really good examples of where we are today, where we're going into the future. And, I can't say enough about the fact that Augmented World Expo is really a valuable event. It's really become one of the largest XR, VR, spatial computing venues in the world, focus just on this area. And I really suggest that you put this on your calendar, June 10 through 12 in Long Beach, California. The actual site for it is awxr.com if you want to take a look at it. But with that, Barton, thank you. That was quite a fascinating discussion. It was exciting to see Volvo taking this kind of a step. And now we have examples of 3 or 4 big corporations leading the charge in their industry. And I don't think any industry at this point can just sit back and just let this go.
I'm with you.
All right.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks for listening to Business Success in the Virtual World. Barton and I have helped global companies successfully develop and implement strategies to utilize these new technologies. For more information or to contact us, please visit ismguide.com and select the AI and Spatial Computing Resource Center. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast on your preferred platform.